What's up, everybody? This is the Kliq Podcast. We are having some technical difficulties. Clearly, we can't get everybody on the link that we sent for the WrestleMania 34 pre-show. Not sure what happened, but we definitely have this one set up for now. I'll kind of mess with it here. We might take a quick intermission so I can mess with it, but welcome.
Hey, what's up? What's up, man?
Me, Mr. Mean Dean, and my man JG for the first time in forever.
Holy shit, man. It's been since last September, dude?
It's been a long time. Hey, you're making me look like an asshole now.
I want to see these guys, man. I look at them every week. I guess the camera's up there this time,
Yep.
So I should probably know what that is. So I'm just not looking at myself. But,
right, I know, I do that too.
And if you can't tell, this shirt is purple. Man, when you're here, it's Mania Sunday. Mania Sunday, right?
It's Mania Sunday.
Can we throw the wrestle in front of it?
WrestleMania Sunday?
Oh shit. It's
What
phenomenal, man. So, man, let's go ahead and tell you guys what's going on with the KliqPod right now, guys. So, as you guys know, we are formally known as the Outsiders Podcast, officially known as the KliqPod. For those of y'all who don't know, we really haven't changed that much. If you really think about it, who are the Outsiders? Paul and Nash, right? Who is the Kliq? Paul, Nash, Sean, and Tripp. Yo, all we did was carry it over to even more greatness, man. With that being said, as you guys know, there's a lot of changes that we've definitely been making here. As you know, me and Dean's been doing his old school pay-per-view reviews, A through Z. Phenomenal work on that, brother. I mean, this is literally the first time I've actually gotten to talk to you in person.
I know, right?
This.
It's crazy.
It's a little different, guys. If you guys don't know, we work with each other. So a lot of our conversation and planning and trying to move ahead with the podcast is through Skype. So whenever we can get these opportunities, I mean, it takes it to a whole new level.
Yep, absolutely. And KliqPod, we always say it's everywhere, right? Well, it's fucking everywhere, dude.
Literally.
We are on iTunes. We're on Podomatic. We've been on Podomatic for a year now. We've been on iTunes for almost a year now. We just started doing Twitch, KliqPod Gaming.
Yeah, man.
We got KliqPod Gaming, JG.
Oh, KliqPod, JG Gaming. They wouldn't let me, since we're both not PC gamers, they won't let me have the key to the.
Doing a lot of Madden, different things like that. I am doing a lot of WWE 2K18. I did a little bit of UFC, got my ass kicked pretty badly. So,
man, speaking of UFC, did anybody watch that card last night? Do we got any Khabib fans in the house? I'm really stoked. Khabib got the dub last night. Just a lot of things forward towards the future, guys. We're gonna get to see Khabib versus McGregor, and that'll be awesome.
Is it really gonna be McGregor?
Yeah, man, you can't do Mayweather and McGregor. That'd be horrible. But you know what? Else on WWE's topic news. Well, keeping it related to that, CM Punk actually fights at UFC 25.
That's true. I did hear that. And, of course, we're on Stitcher. We're on YouTube. My man JG's holding down the whole YouTube fort. Monday Night Raw live reviews and SmackDown live reviews are awesome. They're by far our most popular videos on there. So definitely check him out. It's really, really good. He breaks down everything. Sometimes I specifically don't even watch Monday Night Raw or Tuesday Night SmackDown Live just to hear what he has to say, and then I'll go back and watch it. So definitely check that out.
Man, so yeah, we got a lot of exciting things still to come, guys. Not only that, tonight I'm gonna be streaming on Twitch for like 2 to 3 hours. I don't have to work tomorrow, thank God. I mean, this is a holiday to us, and we got to take advantage of these holidays while they last. But I'll definitely be streaming tonight. But while we're on this topic, man, how do you feel about this year's WrestleMania?
I don't know. I mean, I think I'm pumped up for it. I don't want to hate too much because that's like our job to hate, right?
Yeah.
So I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and see where things go. I'm super psyched for a lot of the matches, even though I know some of them you're not psyched for, like the Ronda Rousey one.
So with that being said, man, I'm not. So as we know, man, there are certain matches I'm just not overly hyped about. But from A to Z, top to bottom of the card, I am extremely hyped about it.
Yeah.
They're definitely putting on a lot of things I have wanted to see. I'm excited to see, and we're going to see a lot of amazing results tonight. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Absolutely. And we'll get to it, but that whole AJ Nakamura thing, I'm sweating a little bit. You never know where they're going to place them on the card, and also how they're going to let them take the reins and steal the show. You're not so sure that's going to happen. Lots of surprises, though, possibly. Undertaker is scheduled for an appearance, but he might not show up. He might not wrestle. We don't know. And, of course, we got Braun Strowman's tag team partner. So we'll jump into all that here shortly. Lots to talk about here on the Kliq podcast for WrestleMania 34 pre-show, as well as, and what I like to believe more importantly, NXT TakeOver New Orleans.
What?
Baby! True.
You'll hear a lot of baby coming from this show.
Oh, my God.
Not only this, man, damn, once again, man, NXT shows the WWE. NXT shows Raw and SmackDown how to put on a show. But we'll get into more of that later. But I have high regards for WrestleMania 34.
Oh, yeah, of course. I have definitely high regards.
Are you serious, man? We are literally going to see the return of Mr. DB tonight.
Ugh, yeah, that's something else, too. I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a great show overall. But I do want to jump in and just cover NXT from top to bottom. There are like only 4 or 5 matches in there.
Oh, I'm down.
But they're all great, right?
They were phenomenal. So
let's start match number 1 right now. I'll feel about a band playing early to open up the show.
So for me personally, I enjoy it. As you guys know, I'm a Lucha fan. That's how Lucha starts out all their shows, with the band playing. So I am A-okay with it. I actually prefer that more to the openings we get from Raw and SmackDown.
Sure.
It makes it more intimate with the fan.
Yeah, and you would say that's more of like a Triple H move for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so band starts it out, and of course they start off the whole pay-per-view with what? The North American Championship, ladder match, Killian Dane, EC3, my boy Ricochet was in that motherfucker.
If y'all don't know, man, like I just said, I love Lucha. Man, Prince Puma is here. Ricochet is so good. My buddy who doesn't even watch wrestling is staying in town last night. And he doesn't watch wrestling, but he does enjoy Lucha. I mean, he's not caught up, nothing like that, but he absolutely enjoys it. So, man, even him seeing Ricochet come to the ring, seeing Ricochet without the mask on, and seeing and feeling like he was watching Ricochet, but in NXT, it was absolutely amazing.
Of course. I mean, Ricochet was the hype of that match to begin with. That's why they sent him out last. But then, of course, you got Adam Cole in there as well. You got Velveteen Dream.
EC3.
It was an incredible match. And just to start off, the New Orleans crowd gave everything they had just before the match even started. And I have a question for you, because this is near and dear to my heart since I've been watching WCW a lot lately. How do you feel about that North American Championship belt?
I absolutely love it, man. I think there's a certain kind of prestige. It just initially, right off the bat, without it having any backing, anything like that, let's not even bring in past WCW, just it off itself, based off itself. It felt like what the Intercontinental title should be on the main cards.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. I was looking at the belt itself, and it had a real NWA.
Man.
That old red leather and the solid gold. It was just insane.
And man, with that being said, man, you know how I feel. I'm a WCW dude still to this day. I mean, I always will be, probably till the day I die. Don't get me wrong. WWE does it right. That's why they're still here.
They do.
WCW just messed up. They had a lot of opportunities to continue. But with that being said, it really did have that NWA feel, like that take me back, watching the old school promos from Ric Flair, something along those lines, man. Yep. And where this match ended, I thought it was the perfect way to start its era out.
It was an incredible. Would you say it was match of the night?
Ridiculous.
It's hard to call match of the night with a lot of matches because there's high expectations.
Match was so.
Thought so? All right. So I would say.
I'll just say this is card of the night. The whole card.
Right.
Was
okay.
Of the night.
Card of the night. I mean, Ricochet right out the gate. Springboard, shooting star to the outside. It's like, of course he's fucking here now. Finally.
Oh my God, dude. So I'm going to take it a little further up at the match, man. There was a point where this dude does the backflip off the ladder, from the ladder in the ring, does the backflip into the crowd of them sitting outside, man. That was phenomenal. Like, that's something I had never even seen from him in Lucha. So to see it here and on this level and pulled off so cleanly. Now, there was a couple moves where you could see he was overshooting, like when he did the shooting Moonstar off the ropes into the 2, and then you can see he lands high and he's got to catch himself at the end. But overall, man, I think he really came in and showed what we have to look forward to.
Agreed. Yeah.
But my actual favorite wrestler of the whole entire match was Velveteen Dream. This man does something, just the way he moves in these matches, it's so calculated, it's so precise. And then when he goes through the elbow barrage, where he drops the first one looks a little quick and tight, but you can tell it's 3/4 of the rings across, lands it perfectly, gets up, gets on the other one, hits the next one even better, goes to the third, hits the third one like I was watching a black version of Randy Macho Man.
And you cannot knock him for those Rickery tights.
No, man.
Holy shit.
And then the move with him and Ricochet on the ladder, where he does the fireman's carry into the roll, and then his leg gets caught, but he still falls out perfect to where you could tell he didn't break his leg.
Yeah. I kind of wish they didn't portray Velveteen Dream to be hurt every second of the match.
Agreed.
I think when he has his hot streaks and he gets in there and starts kicking people's heads off, that's great. But he almost the whole time he's like wincing and shit.
Yes,
come on, man.
The only time I liked the wincing was when he was getting up for the elbows. Because I understand, man, you're trying to go up to celebrate, but your sides are,
yeah, I got you.
But man, and damn, when Killian and
Jack, the Sullivan.
Yes, when Killian and Sullivan had their moments, of their big man moments, those were absolutely phenomenal, man. I haven't seen big, and by big man, I don't mean just your heavyweights. I mean your bigger size heavyweights.
Right.
I haven't seen strength matches like that for a long time. That have gotten me so excited. Usually in the WWE, it's on the main roster, it's very slow. Like, I'm going to get you in a stronghold.
Yeah.
We're going to get some.
You can't have big show matches all the time.
Yeah, no. And these boys were moving like.
I expected a little bit more out of Killian Day and a little bit less out of Sullivan. It kind of evened itself out. But of course, then you got Adam Cole selling everything.
Everything. Jeez, Ricochet as well. I mean, God, dude. Yeah. Ricochet was selling from inside to outside the ring, and you're just like.
Tell me, when Killian Dane got up to do that Yokozuna splash or whatever, that Vader splash.
And then Adam lands on his neck.
And the ladder landed on EC3's fucking head.
Yes!
You thought he was dead.
Yes.
Period.
Okay, shout out to EC3 for the night. This boy
he took so many bumps.
Go back and watch what I said about this guy in TNA, man. I didn't have a full problem with him, but after last night, he showed why he's in NXT and why he's trying to get to the main card. This man took so many bumps. He took so much damage. He sold it excellently. And then when he had his spots to pull his power moves, absolutely amazingly done, other than a couple. But when he was it Adam Cole's going up for the title, and then he gets him and does the EC3 cutter to him. That was phenomenally done because I was worried. I was like, oh my God, how's this going to land? And they both literally amazing.
100%. EC3 took more bumps than he needed to in that match. And I had never been worried about EC3 or I've never thought about maybe I should respect him or not. But after that match, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Dude, what that boy did was something else, man.
I mean, there's so many parts of that ladder match we can cover. But who came out with that dub?
Adam Cole, baby.
My God, that man.
Dude, all right. So I want to talk about that part actually. So EC3, this was one of my favorite parts of the match. It's not even really move oriented or anything else like that. So it's when EC3 and Adam Cole are amazing tag team work in this fucking match. They're doing amazing tag team work. EC3 gets down, comes up with the EC3, baby, and Adam Cole's just looking at him from the back like,
what the fuck?
I know you did not just steal this shit. And then, yes, man, and then Adam Cole takes him out, and he goes, Adam Cole, baby. And the way the crowd pops for Adam Cole, man, whoo, it literally was giving me chills. That match was so phenomenal. I can't say enough. The work everybody did individually and as a group in that match was on point.
230-year fans getting chills here. It's And we got our first butthole clinch comment here. Thank you. Yes, it was a huge butthole clincher.
Yes, it was. Yes.
Of course
thank you. Yes.
Of course
my God.
It was.
Thank you, SG Ultima. I hope I said that right.
I thought, Ultimo Dragon. Let's just roll with that. So listen. After the ladder match, Adam Cole's definitely down, right?
Yeah.
Naturally. Going through ladders, all this shit. So I was okay with him in the tag team match, which we'll get to, going through the table and kind of sitting it out because he put in way too much work. And his match with Aleister Black, too, and that one of the last takeovers was just insane, right?
Yeah.
So, incredible match. I can't wait to see it again. There's only been, I think, about 5 ladder matches in NXT.
Yeah. Man,
and they keep raising the bar every time.
Every time, man, they just raise the bar. And we're generic, we're the old schoolers. We're always going to be like, Razor and Shawn. We're going to take it back to that era. The tag team triple threat, tables, ladders, and chairs. These boys did an absolute Adam Cole, baby. Love it, man. But NXT just keeps doing it so correctly.
Yep.
And
you don't even have to watch the show on Wednesday.
No.
It's so good on Saturday.
Yeah,
it's like, what?
And the funny thing is, it's not that the show isn't. The show is great.
The show is great.
We're just saying it's so good. You could tune in specifically to Takeover, and it would be almost as if you never missed a beat. That's how well the matches are. That's just how well it's booked.
I do want to cover that tag team match.
I do as well.
Triple threat tag team match. What do you think? I thought it should have been a tornado match.
I thought it should have been tornado as well. But for what they were booked with, I thought it was phenomenal. I thought there couldn't have been a better ending in the game.
The ending was amazing, but I want to ask you, scale 1 to 10, how high are you on AOP?
As of this exact moment in time, I'm probably on 11.
AOP, number 1. These are 2 big guys who probably don't speak English.
No.
Right? They work so well in the ring that they sell guys who are way smaller than them, which is what they should be doing, right?
Amen.
And I watched their match with DIY when Ciampa turned.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yesterday before NXT Takeover, and it's incredible how well they're doing, how well they're hitting their spots, and how crisp it is, and it makes it look like, God damn, these guys can get beat too, but they're ready to beat ass all the time. Period.
All the time, man. And for me, while I'm watching them, just their physical look alone just reminds me of like a new version and a bigger version of Savio Vega.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Now, when you think about it, you're like, okay, I can see it. I love Savio Vega. On top of that, these are 2 big men that can move. They sell, but when they sell, it's not your typical big man selling to a little man. We're just
it's a real sell.
It's a yo.
Yep.
The things they were performing last night, I was amazed with. Even while damn, what is he? He's got the 2. What moment was that? That was at the end of the match, and then that fool suplex it. Damn, I'm just confusing myself right now, but I'm remembering it. I just can't see who's doing what.
The whole match was so good. How could you remember every moment? 1 to 10, Pete Dunne. How high are you on him?
Watching him last night, watching what he was doing, the only thing that I'm gonna go 9, and there's one reason: the look. The look is like a poor man's Heath Slater.
I love that though.
I hate it.
That's that UK.
I hate the baby singlet, like the 2-arm singlet. I can't. But what he's doing is phenomenal. It's like I'm telling my buddy last night. My buddy actually thought he was a girl when he was coming out. He was like, "Why is a girl in this match?" Like, calm down, dude. You don't even know what you're talking about. But I mean, with that being said, what he does in the ring is amazing. I just think shy away from that a little bit. Go somewhere else. If you're gonna give me that look, then give me a robe or something to come out with it, and come out flamboyant, extravagant.
Yeah, but he's such a badass.
He is, but that's what would make it better is if he was the flamboyant badass.
The like Velveteen Dream. You already got one.
Young Ric Flair.
Okay.
Young Ric Flair.
I got you. All right, and then we had Roderick, which we'll get to here in a minute.
Amazing.
Yeah, just incredible. Kyle O'Reilly took quite a fucking beating in that match, and I got a lot of respect for that guy. Him and Bobby Fish are 2 incredible athletes.
Yeah.
So all the more reason to celebrate that entire match. Let's get to Roderick Strong. How fucking hard was that ending? Calm down. No, give him the fucking fire, JG.
Dude, I haven't seen something like this in a long, long fucking time, man. So, at no point in this match did I feel Roderick Strong was already preparing for the heel turn.
Yeah.
I had heard rumors, I had heard some expectations that
people expected. But you couldn't tell.
But I couldn't tell, man.
It was
and the way
Roderick.
he performed it off, like, literally to slide in, and this takes it back to the old school, man. It's how I always talk about. It's attention to detail. Before we get the third smack, he gets the stomp to the back of the head, lifts him, smashes him, pulls over, nothing else said, waits for the count, and then after that, he approaches freaking Adam Cole, looks at him, trying to explain, but he says, "Hey, instead, I'm just gonna throw it on," and they're just both sitting there like.
It was so much better that he took the armband off first.
Yes.
It's that subtlety where you could have helped him up and it would have been a thing.
Yeah.
It would have been fine, but you took the armband.
And then their expressions, like it's at. This is what we're talking about every week. See, I don't have a problem with the new school. I think the new school actually is a lot better when they do with everything they perform in the ring. The problem I have with the new school is some of them forget about the little subtleties.
Yes.
It's moments like this.
When
you look at each other and you're both in surprise, like, dude, did this really happen? We're about to be the baddest crew ever in the world. This is the things we want to see. Oh my God, yes. Okay, so SG Ultimate, thank you. You are amazing. We love you, man. He shouts out, I love how it sets up another program with Strong and Dunn. I agree,
Absolutely.
man. This
that's
is
going to be a hell of a match.
And that's what you carry on, because while you're still carrying the tag belts, the North American Championship, you still got Strong and Dunn going at each other. So that's going to build even more programming. You know that's eventually going to be for something like. The way NXT does it is so good.
The point is, how do you make one moment last 6 months?
And that's
how you write your shit.
And this is how. And this is exactly how. And this is the little things I want the main cards to do, because that would bring them more interest. That would get it back to what we needed for it to be organic again. I mean, there's just some things on the main card that are missing completely when they're so good.
We don't need attitude error. We don't need people getting hit in the head with a chair every 2 seconds. What we need is a real story set up. A real story.
I need to feel what I felt last night. I felt goosebumps during the North American match. I want conclusion to Strong and Dunn. And we barely started. So I'm excited for the build. And then when we finally get the conclusion, I know it's going to pay off.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what way it goes. I know I'm going to get the satisfaction I want.
Roderick Strong being the Ring of Honor boy for so long. He's been the baby face. He's been the icon for ROH. He came in and acted the same way for NXT. So he's kind of that baby face. He's like that Gargano a little bit. He's like, I'm just going to come in. I'm going to be the good guy. And then the fact that one guy who's been good for so long
and ends everything in a split moment. And that's what I'm saying. All right, so you guys know, man, I consistently hate on Roman. If Roman tonight was to have some crazy turn, and yes, I will say this, if he was to have some crazy turn, let's just say Heyman, I'm going to save this, but we're going to get back to this. I'm going to save this for when we're actually talking about the card.
Let's do that.
This is going to be good when I talk about this Roman. But before we continue on with this, man, because next we're going to talk about probably one of my favorite matches of the night.
All right.
Let's go ahead and take a shot with the audience.
Okay. Let's do it. This is a pre-tradition for all of our KliqPod shit. We always do a shot of fire. Like Kurt Angle, if you have beer like Stone Cold, if you have Fireball like us.
And if you just grab
a glass of water, raise your glass to WrestleMania 34 and the Kliq podcast.
And I'm coming back. See, my shot's still here.
JG needs a chaser.
Yeah, I'm a lady.
All right, brother.
All right, brother, man.
Cheers
It's good to be back, man. Thank you for joining us, guys. We love you. Salutes.
Hit that up.
All right, man.
Because we need to get to Shayna Baszler and Ember Moon.
That's exactly what I want.
Here's what I want to jump on first. Can I jump in?
Yeah.
I thought the New Orleans crowd gave the first match everything they had.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Ember Moon Shayna Baszler match was better than they let it on to be.
Yeah.
And I thought the Aleister Black almost CN match was better than they made it out to be. The crowd wasn't into it as if you were to see it in Philly or Chicago. New Orleans is not a wrestling town. Period. It's just
not like the Upper East Coast. I mean, but with that being said, I don't think these ladies need the crowd to show us what I specifically felt.
Sure.
I don't want
Yeah,
to
I get
speak for
that.
everybody. I want to speak for you. I don't want to speak for the family out there.
Yep.
I just want to speak for myself. So for me, I've always respected Amber Moon.
Okay. Yeah.
She's amazing. She is probably my third or fourth favorite female wrestler to watch in the game. Why? She's nuts as hell. Some of the shit she pulls off is spectacular. Like, I've never even seen dudes do some of the shit she's doing.
I'd like to add
Like
something.
when she pulls off the double off the top row flip blockbuster, but turned into the cutter, or not the cutter, but the stunner.
Yep.
Absolutely amazing, man.
It is incredible.
And every time I see her, man, it's like she's giving her all to the matches.
Absolutely.
With how she sells, with the moves she takes, with the moves she performs.
100%.
And last night, I guess it really all started for me with the entrance, man. With her getting the entrance live, instantly I was already thinking of Mania. I was already thinking of Mania because we always get the match where we get the live, the live entrance. I'm already getting this feel to see her come out, rock, and then she finally pulls off. She does her thing, pulls it off, and then just starts rocking out with her. Like, I won't even lie. Right now, I'm still living those emotions that I felt last night when I'm literally absorbing into the match. Like, I am totally immersed in what I'm seeing.
I like that. Here's my problem. Just one problem, and it's minor. Ember Moon is unique enough to not have to be one of those bitches who sways her hips every 2 seconds.
Agreed, but I think that also, let's just be honest, some guys want to see that.
I'm not mistaking that, but what I'm saying, I literally said it out loud last time.
This is not a complete race thing. I don't want to throw this, but we've had years and years of these people seeing, the typical diva look that we get.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's kind of exciting for those dudes to see the, a little darker chocolate in their life? Let's just be honest, man. I mean, a little darker chocolate never hurt nobody. Matter of fact, scientifically, they say a piece of dark chocolate a day is good for your life.
That is fair. I'm not taking anything away from Ember.
She doesn't need to sell
be the
herself
typical diva chick.
No, she should
because
be like
she's badass enough. Yeah, thank you.
That's what made me so excited about last night's match. Real quick, hey, shout out. Ultima, we can't thank you enough. You were just staying fully engaged in this, man. Said those ladies had to follow a sick match. The crowd was gassed. Don't care. Love the women's match. Man, we're fully there with you. Yeah. See, we love this.
So, and I'd like to give my respect to Baszler because listen, transitioning from the UFC to WWE is probably one of the hardest things to do.
As we can see with Ronda still.
Thank you.
She's very green still.
And which I'll get to because I have a
problem with that. Card. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
But listen, Shayna's psychology is on point.
Yes.
Shayna's heel work's on point.
Yes.
And her wrestling's better every time we see her.
And the video package was absolutely amazing. When they're showing the when she's in training and she's just like her partner's tapping.
Shows people out.
And she just keeps going until everybody comes in. She has the perfect heel persona. Like, she stole Ember Moon. The thought of Ember Moon ever being a heel. Because I think of her as an anti-heel, man. An anti-hero.
Yeah,
anti-hero.
Stone Cold effect, yeah, for sure.
She's amazing. But, man, Baylor really sold me and set me up on, damn, I want to see Ember beat your ass. But the greatest part about last night was Ember losing.
Agreed. And one point to add to her training and her development, you can tell she still squares up like a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's slow. It's like she kind of works it up slow.
Yes.
Like, no, you need to pick it up just a little
bit. Yeah, just a little bit. But with that being said, I think she looks at least 15 times better than what we're going to see tonight.
100% agree. Yep.
But I don't want to cover that until we get to the main show. Then we'll talk about that fun stuff.
We'll definitely get to that.
Man, now we're going to come to, Ember Moon and Shayna were great. But my favorite match of the night was Almas versus Black.
Yep.
If you guys don't know, man, I have a real thing for heels.
Yeah, your favorite wrestler is Razor Ramon.
Yeah, well, my favorite wrestler of all time is Bret Hart. It wasn't heel. But
your favorite personality.
Probably 4 of my top 5 are heels. And the reason is, and it's not just I have a nice guy. I'm really a nice guy in real life. For you, those of you who haven't met me in person, you're a liar. I'm super nice, but I think that's why I love the heel a little bit more. But with that being said, there's something about when you can pull off a heel so perfectly, and even when you have manager interference, it doesn't feel, you're not week to week, I'm seeing your manager get involved. I'm seeing little heel tactics from you. And last night, once again, Almas proved this to me. Like there's when he keeps doing the submissions man, it reminded me of Tajiri, honestly. When he kept doing the
armbar,
the armbar outside
or like the triangle
rope.
choke on the ring.
And then when he does the third one, where it looks like he's gonna yank him, but this fool's barely caught on, trying to hold himself up. You can still tell he's extending something.
See, we talked about this before this even started, and I would like to give Alistair a little bit more credit than you did. And here's the thing, is there's a few spots that Alistair hit that were pretty good. I love his kickboxing. But I'd have to say Cien, every time I'm ready to write him off, he proves me wrong.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Time.
And, dude, the thing that's so good about Cien is how impactful. And then I love the fact that he sits there and cries at the ref after, like, no, you're not. 1, 2. And it's not the typical way that you see it where they look at the ref and then they move on. Like, you can see he's sitting there psychologically like, oh, my God, like, oh, no, like I'm breaking it down. And then he's doing the little heel tags. Like even my buddy who doesn't watch was watching with me last night, and he said that was his favorite match of the night. He will actually be here later. I don't know if he's going to be here during the presentation or whatever, but he said that's the match of his night.
And give credit to Zelina Vega.
Oh my God. And she's so good at what she does. And you see her constantly in his ear right outside the ropes.
She was very vocal, which I love. But
and she's gorgeous.
Give her and Aleister Black a lot of credit for having the chemistry they had. Aleister Black did not need to spike his own head into the match. Zelina Vega hit him with
and she hit him with the loose one too, man. And those are my favorite. I don't like when they have it tight and they're literally, the crotch is right there at the face. I like it when it's loose, when they're almost gonna do the, just twist your body and they go flipping across. The way they work together, and then for Ciena's to catch her at the end and do it. The only thing I didn't like is that it was the one super kick that took him out. Then I would like to see multiples, like never hit a kick, start to get up days,
build him up before making him lose.
Yeah. Because he is an amazing talent. Like he is constantly working, staying ahead of the match, and then showing expression each time, and the frustration of not being capitalized. And my buddy asked me through the match. I said, Aleister Black's going to win. He's like, how do you know? And I'm like, because Ciena's has the whole momentum throughout the match.
Yeah.
All I need to know is that Aleister is getting whooped, and he's going to have those moments that are more impactful than Ciena's total run.
Yep, absolutely.
And that has a lot to do with the heel building that story.
It was an incredible match, and I think I even said to you, it's not going to be Gargano Cien, but it's definitely going to be good. Thank you. Zelina was awesome.
Yeah, see
that bitch. I mean, what was it? She was the leader or something.
Yeah,
TNA. She was fucking amazing.
She's awesome, man. Like, I can't think of another female manager I like more than what she's doing
I would agree.
Right now, and that 100%. Includes Katrina over in.
She's not a ballet. She's a real fucking manager.
And you know that if she gets in the ring to help, she can physically and literally do these moves to take you out. She's so gorgeous. Let's just be honest, guys. She is so gorgeous.
Something you have to say though, also in terms of the timing of that match in general, between her, between Black, between Cien, it was very planned out, very meticulous. It worked on all levels.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely agree. Yep. And the only thing that I think hurt that is that the match everybody was most looking forward to in the night was the kickoff to the show. Everybody wanted to see the North American title match. I mean, the ladder match. And they kicked it off that way. Thank you for giving us what you gave us, New Orleans.
Yeah.
But that card from top to bottom was perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
100%.
Like, that's the perfect way to start WrestleMania's wrestling weekend.
Which gets me to my next match. Match of all matches, Gargano versus Ciampa. And can you tell these people how high I am on Ciampa?
Ridiculous.
100%. And I love the Sicilian Psycho. I love that Mario Ranallo mentioned the Sicilian Psycho. The psychology that goes into that match from a year ago, May, is so incredible and so in-depth that you feel like you're living that life with them. You're like, no, don't do that. Or yeah, do that. It's just, I can't explain to you how after the first match, I was like, I could be done and I'd be fine. Yeah. After the second match, I'm like, I could be done, I'd be fine. Literally every match, and then I kept thinking, like, oh shit, we have another one. We have another one. And that last match, it wasn't what I expected, but it was brutal as fuck.
And that's what you needed because you feel the rivalry.
Agreed.
Like, these are tag team partners. These are brothers that just happened that one wanted to go a completely different route.
Yep.
And the thing that keeps selling this is that we literally have the best heel work in the whole entire company.
Yeah.
And is being done silently.
Thank you.
This man
God damn.
And yo, shout out to at JD from NY205 or 206. I know it'd be weird if I didn't shout him out, but man, with that being said, this man constantly is expressive of how good this heel work is. And it's the exact same thoughts that I watching this heel work. When you can walk out, you don't need to say a damn word, and everybody and their mama is booing you. And it's not some fake boo, it's a real organic boo where they're like, I want to see you die.
Half the match is saying, fuck you, Jay. Yes. He drew the most real heat since the Dudley Boys.
Yes, oh my God, yes. And dude, and then to start it off, man, my day was started yesterday by looking at a tweet from Gargano. Whereas, like, normally on WrestleMania weekend, I write up a list of things to do. Here's my list for this Mania. Take out Ciampa. I was like, oh my.
Everybody was hard. Ciampa was hard before it, and it was like, I can't express how well that match was. And even though a lot of people knock it because it was slow, the fact that it was a real match, a real wrestling match.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first time I've seen anybody pull up a mat.
CM Punk return, eminent.
Right, I know, right.
Hey, see awesomeness. I agree.
So the fact that they literally had a real wrestling match, it was incredible. I couldn't have asked for anything better. I went to bed that night like happy, like just happy. Like I
want to hit on Ultimo's point right now. So I actually agree with this. On Ultimo's point. So Ultimo states out that simply from a respective point of view, the NXT champion should have gone last. This is literally the only problem I have with the show. I agree fully. I understand we have the true like brother on brother turmoil, but I think this should have been last. So I fully agree with you. The NXT title. And the craziest thing is it's not a main card title, but it feels like it's higher than the Universal and the WWE, right? So take that back. Not the WWE because
but that match is going to be great,
but definitely the Universal.
Let me make a point though. I totally agree, and I've always been the person who said titles need to mean more on a pay-per-view. So put them last. Always no disqualification. That's the way it always should be. It's the way it always should have been. The only thing about this one is this is a year-long rivalry. This is basically Rock Cena of the NXT.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally agree with the title part. And I think it would have carried the whole pay-per-view no matter what. Flip it. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's from top to bottom, we've seen a great card.
Yes.
There's that compared to the UFC card I watched on the same night, had two TVs going simultaneously. I'll take this over the UFC card any day. I mean, what I seen was constant impact. My emotions were involved. I was fully immersed.
Yes.
Even if the crowd wasn't popping the way I think they should have been, I understood it was because they were gassed from the beginning of the show. And that's things that we have to understand. It's like for tonight, when we get into what I think should be the first match of the main card for tonight, I'm going to tell you why I think the audience is going to be gassed from the get-go.
Sure, that makes sense. And that could be a good and bad thing.
Yeah, and that's how it is. I mean, it's either hit or miss. But with that being said, when you put on something that we seen last night, that's hard to duplicate because that literally, those are the things we're missing from now.
I had never been more excited for an NXT takeover than I was last night. I literally went to the grocery store and rushed to get home just to watch the pay-per-view. I haven't done that in years.
And my first text to him through the day was, hey, maybe we should just start doing the NXT reviews going in the future.
Which we will.
Because, I mean, we already do the Raw. Yep. But I would like me and Dean to get more personal with you guys. Maybe we have him do the NXT reviews. So, maybe we can get you guys more live rather than doing the old school pay-per-view reviews.
I'm not much of a video guy. As you can tell, I weigh about 600 pounds. But basically, I'm Mark.
Yeah, right now. Man, get out of here, man.
Hey, somebody's going to get their ass whooped.
I don't want to go to the Hall of Fame today.
Okay, fair point.
Oh. Oh, my God, look at this. I went to the grocery store, got some lotion, got some tissue paper. I was ready for NXT. Hey, man.
Fuck yes.
Arm a snake. I love it. I love it.
That's the way it should be.
Man.
That's the way it should be.
We love you guys, man. You guys are the best, man. Thank you guys once again for joining us, man.
Hey,
I'm gonna step off camera for a minute because we need to refill these beers, but he's gonna take over for a second.
give me one beer. That's
I'll
all
get
I
you
need.
two.
Okay,
That means two.
Yeah, that means two. Listen, guys, KliqPod on Twitch. We're always on there, guys. I always put 30-minute, hour-long videos on there. Fucking iTunes. Honestly, though, here I want to talk about the Twitch thing real quick before we get on the main card and kind of our stuff. I am rebuilding WCW entirely on KliqPod Gaming. It's really, I'll tell you what, man. I've spent hundreds of hours building this stuff, and then it disappeared, like every computer fucking does to you, right? So I'm starting to rebuild these guys. I got storyline set up, like honest storyline set up. You can't set them up in the game, which sucks, but I got something that I'm very proud of and something I wish that WWE would do, and I call it the Nation of Truth. So everybody knows the Nation of Domination, right? Love that fucking place. Love that fucking group, Nation of Domination. The Rock. You got the Godfather.
Mark Henry.
Thank you, JG. He's out there smoking.
Coma.
You motherfucker. And wait, who?
Godfather.
Kama?
Yep, Kama.
What was he before that? Who's the voodoo guy who made
Papa Shango.
Papa Shango?
Dude,
Fuck
we're
out.
gonna get to that a little later.
Yeah. Papa Shango. All right, so listen. I just want you guys to check out Twitch. I go live usually almost every day after about 4 or 5 p.m. Mountain Time, okay? So I want you guys to check that out. I've built something called the Nation of Truth outside of the Nation of Domination. It's Apollo Crews, who's just now Apollo. It's Xavier Woods, who is Creed, just Creed. Booker T's the manager. Our Truth is just called Truth. And instead of them raising their fists, they raise their hands up like the police is going to shoot them. That's how you build a fucking dynasty, right?
And Ryback is not legendary. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So,
all right, listen.
Because if you look, thank you, Ultima. Anyways, back to what we're talking about. Hey, man, you guys catch me on Twitch. I definitely do not do the WWE 2K. I leave that to this man right here. He's got amazing storylines for me, at least. Hey, who cares? We just play whatever. So let's get back to what we want to talk about here, the fun stuff.
Yeah, so the fun stuff. Let's jump into a little bit of what we like, right? If you guys ever check out the Outsiders podcast or what we are now, the Kliq podcast, go check us out on Podomatic. Go check us out on Stitcher. Go check us out on iTunes. Listen, you will find all this information. We did a whole March Madness bracket with wrestlers. That's how fucking awesome we are.
Whoa.
Awesome.
Whoa. Yo, Ultima's pissed right now. He's telling you, you better explain why you broke up the New Day.
Because the New Day's over, bro.
No.
It's over.
I love the New Day, man. I love the New Day. I love the work they're doing.
It's an old
I love
day,
what
dude.
we're gonna see. No, man, give me flapjacks all day, all over my face. That sounds horrible, but I will take them flapjacks anyway.
Ugh. All right.
I like
Listen,
pie.
I want to know something, JG. We watched the Hall of Fame on Friday. I know, right? 4 hours of people talking. How'd you like Hillbilly Jim's rant? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I love Hillbilly Jim. I just don't like him talking. Listen, who is the best Hall of Fame inductee to this day?
Out of everybody we've seen.
Everybody. It doesn't have to necessarily be their speech or the induction. Just who's the best Hall of Famer today?
Yo, there's one guy that's in the Hall of Fame, and he's well known. I mean, for fuck's sake, we literally have songs named after him at this current moment. Yo, Ric Flair is the greatest inductee we've ever had. Lately, I've been on this super old school Ric Flair. Okay, you guys know I'm WCW guy, man. I'm going back. I'm listening to old promos, things like this. The way the Nate would make you feel after a promo was shot, man. Did he not feel like the baddest dude in the world? Like, you would do everything in the world to leave your life to get his.
I would agree. And I would second that only if Rowdy Piper wasn't in it, which he is. And Rowdy Piper, hey, listen, man, you know me. I've
Coco
covered
Beware.
Bash at the
Coco
Beach.
Beware's my dude.
Coco Beware, get the fuck out. Of course he's the man.
I'm down, man.
Listen. Roddy Piper, honestly, right next to Ric Flair, in my opinion. I can't say enough about him. I managed a sports blog, and it's going to sound like a bitch, I was crying while I was typing out my eulogy to Roddy Piper. He was my favorite of all time. Rest in peace.
Piper's had a million moments, but the moment I enjoy most from Piper, and I know this is, once again, my WCW bias just clearly coming out. Yo, the Alcatraz segment he had where he was locking himself in Alcatraz.
That was
I
funny,
love that,
man.
dude.
That
yeah,
was
like
good.
I
That
loved
was
what
good.
he was doing, man.
Yeah,
and that was later stage Piper, man. Like, don't get me wrong, Piper's been amazing, man. But for me, just you know me, man. I love a glamour lifestyle.
You
and
do.
who lived the
Jet
glamorous
flying.
lifestyle?
Yep.
Yeah, jet
Absolutely.
flying, limousine ride,
Listen,
pretty
though,
girl.
absolutely. You're absolutely right. Fifi.
Oh,
Yep, right. So, if you guys don't know, as JG said at the start, I'm doing the Mean Deans A through Z pay-per-view reviews on Podomatic and iTunes. I covered a whole bunch of Ric Flair, and I had never had more respect for Ric Flair than I do right now because they never, as today, you don't ever hear time limits, right?
Mm-hmm.
They took time limits very, very seriously back then.
Oh, very.
So Rick's wrestling hour-long matches almost every day.
Yeah.
I have mad respect.
And that's what
for
people
Ric Flair.
forget, man. Not only is he doing this, but he's doing it on back-to-back performances. But while he's still putting out those synergies, he's finding time to keep those promos fresh, renewed,
Always.
and keep you. The
Much
key
love
thing
to
to
Ric
wrestling
Flair.
is immersion, guys. If you guys can't tell, man. Damn, we've got so much going on here, man. Let's not forget about Mr. T, how much he loves his mama, fully agree. Big John Studd is definitely one of the most underrated. In my opinion, if I had 5 wrestlers who would be the most underrated Hall of Famers of all time, definitely one right there. But not only with that being said, man, I want to go to Edge and Christian getting inducted.
Sure.
But then the Dudleys getting inducted.
Yep.
These guys did something for the tag team division that I don't know if we will see recreated again.
Ever.
You guys know how I feel about the Usos. I think the Usos are the best tag team in the world.
Yep.
Young Bucks number 2. My dream match that I would be seeing tonight would be Usos versus Young Bucks. I think they would do something
Usos New Day's Hell in a Cell match was incredible.
Oh my God,
yeah.
The Usos and the New Day were putting on something amazing before the Bludgeon Brothers came out at freaking Fastlane. I mean, this was these guys do phenomenal work. But with that being said, we forget about the ones who started this, man. And those 3 tag teams, Edge and Christian, the Hardys, and Bubba Dudley's.
I don't like to use the word trailblazer.
I don't either. But in this situation, that would be literally fitting for what we're going to see tonight.
They knocked the walls down.
Yes. Because tonight, I think we're going to see the 4th greatest match that we have tag team match that we have ever seen in wrestling history.
Period.
And I think one huge part of this is we've never seen the 3rd tag team included in the match like the intimidation factor the Bludgeoning Brothers have right now.
It's fair. I'm not high on the Bludgeon Brothers, but I'm willing to give it a chance. I think it'll be a decent match.
See, I'm high on how their characters are being portrayed.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
As the impactful powerhouses that, regardless, even if you team up 2 different teams, you still, which equals 5 dudes, you still can't take out these 2.
Give me the Eliminators. I'll take those guys from WCW.
Damn, if we're going greatest tag team of all time.
Well, look.
There's only one. There's only one. The Hart Foundation.
Okay, well, I disagree with you
wholeheartedly.
What? How many?
The Anvil was so good.
He was great.
With Brett, because Brett is the technician. The Anvil is just a powerhouse has no technical fucking.
They were both great, brother. But guess who has the most tag team titles of all time?
What does that matter? The New Day's going to win.
It matters. Okay.
Wait.
Okay, hold on.
This goes back to our comment earlier. So the New Day's going to break the Dudleys record, I think.
The Dudleys have over 25.
Vince has already openly talked about how he wants to do this. Yo, there's been talks that the New Day will never be broken up until their careers end. What would you do then? And you know they will win.
I think that's the wrong move. Number one, Xavier Woods is much better single competitor.
No. Yeah. See, I think Xavier's so good is what he's going. And this is the great thing about the KliqPod guys is, hey, we don't see eye to eye on everything, and this is the exciting moments we want to see. For me, the only one I think could ever make a true, honest push back in the singles division is gonna be Big E. Why, the truth bombs he's been laying lately with the Usos and then with the Blood, fire. This dude, and then the size, Vince McMahon loves that size, everything else. And that's a factor you always have to. Do you really think, you said Xavier Wood, but do you really think the dude who banged Paige down on video, we can go back and watch it at any point, is going to be the dude who gets the highest push out of all three?
Yes.
How? Reasons.
Number one, he's the most talented out of all.
I'm not going to take that away, but Vince holds grudges.
Yeah, that he does.
And that's the thing I'm going based off of.
That's fair. That's fair.
But
they'll never be the Dudleys. I'm sorry about that.
Just because you could fit in perfectly, damn it, because look at him in the face. He's kind of got that fucking Bubba. He's going to kick my ass, Phil.
Yo, you know that full Nelson butt slam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can dish those out.
Son of a bitch. He's like, you Ryder favorite times 12.
Hey, look, great. I love the tag team talk. I want to move on to the best celebrity. Oh, one of the comments was, who was one of the best, who do we got?
Rowan? Okay, so Ultimate hollers at what Harper and Rowan would be more believable as the Bludgeon Brothers if creative hasn't spent the last 2 years shitting. 1 billion% agree. 1 billion% agree.
The legacy inductees. That's the one I was looking at. So who do you think was the best legacy inductee? I'd say the most recent one. That kid was fucking hilarious, dude.
He was my favorite, man. And then when you see him breaking it down with the wrestlers individually, and he's burning them.
Yeah, he's got heat.
He's phenomenal. Like I'm excited for that moment when they inducted tonight because he's going to say something that's really, really good. And don't take it away, man. We love everything that the WWE does for all the special needs kids, everything like that. But it was just something about the inductee tonight. I don't know his name offhand.
Jarius, JJ, something like that.
Yeah. But he was amazing. Like have you guys ever seen Role Models and the little kid that plays in Role Models with Sean Scott Williams, where he's describing how you can look at boobies without actually looking at boobies? He reminded me of him, but with more swag.
Yeah.
And like his charisma, damn. Just imagine what this boy would be in 15 years if he was somebody's manager.
Fair point.
He could make Teddy Long look like one of the worst managers ever.
Yep, I would agree. What about the best celebrity appearance of all time at WrestleMania?
All right, so hey, shout out to my mom. This is actually one of my mom's favorite musical artists, I guess you'd say.
Okay.
And if you'd ever say my mom kind of looked like somebody famous, it'd probably be her, Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, nice. WrestleMania.
So I'm actually going, ladies, Cyndi Lauper. I think she's, as you hate to say, she is the trailblazer of celebrities showing us their face. And I mean, what she did at that point was huge.
I would go with Pete Rose, WrestleMania 14.
Okay.
Getting tombstone by Kane.
Yep.
2 years in a row, actually.
Yeah.
That is pretty hard for a guy who basically fucking gambled his own games and shit.
Yeah, this fool is ridiculous. Hey, but what's your guys', man? What's your guys' choice for your favorite celebrity inductee?
I would say that I'd like to also go on the record that I thought Kid Rock wasn't as bad as I had previously thought he was going to be. But his speech was good, but I still don't agree with this.
I told you on the side note, man. For Kid Rock, I understand why we did it at American Badass. I figured if we do happen to see randomly the Taker tonight, because I've heard there's going to be an impromptu match between him and Cena to set this up, I figure he's going to come out to American Badass, and what better way? You might as well induct the Kid Rock. But outside of that, man, I mean, honestly, if I had to put all honesty into it, Kid Rock would probably be my least favorite celebrity ever to deal. You know what I'd like to see this year?
Motorhead. Chokehead.
Motorhead.
Lemmy, rest in peace.
Yep.
Rest
in peace, man. And he's done a lot. Dude, when I think Triple H, I think Motorhead instantly.
Agreed.
Time to play the game. Let's go. Like, I mean, it coincides perfectly with one another.
Let me ask you a question. and I think I know the answer. What was your favorite WrestleMania of all time? That's a big one. I want to know in the comments too. You guys let us know.
The weird thing is, with it being WrestleMania season, I've been watching a lot of past WrestleManias. Obviously, I mean that's what we do about this time of the year. But
Yep.
I didn't realize how high it was on my level until I rewatched it. And crazily enough, it's going to be WrestleMania 3.
Okay.
And shockingly enough, it's just Macho Man means so much to me, and I finally really realized. Like, I don't know. Typically, I would always have that full about 8, 9, 10 somewhere on my greatest of all time. But
Sure.
after rewatching WrestleMania 3 a few times, man, he's actually moved a lot higher up. And we all know what was the main event of that card.
It was Steamboat, Macho Man.
Exactly. Yeah. And the way they did this, and even with Steamboat walking away, it was performed so good.
It was crazy.
And once again, Miss Elizabeth is still the apple of freaking Macho's eye, which is still, even though it shouldn't be distracting him in this match, it's still distracting him in a way. Like,
wasn't George the Animal Steel?
Yes, yeah. And that's what kept Elizabeth involved, is that he kept moving around the ring. Elizabeth gets scared, Macho be like, oh, Macho mode. And just seeing Steamboat, and the funny thing is, if you guys don't know, go back and watch this match. Steamboat, Macho for the Intercontinental Belt. And this is the thing, how much do I talk about the Intercontinental Belt? I love the Intercontinental Belt. So for me, that's why this match is so huge, is because this is still, like, you see Steamboat leaving, holding the title up, and you hear a whole arena full of people just cheering and losing their mind because this man that we wanted to see to get this title greatness, got it.
Agreed.
What about you?
I would say that Mania 22 is up there for me because that's a close first. The casket match and Bray winning the title and all that stuff. I think it was Cena and Triple H at the time. But I'd still have to go back to my roots and go to Mania 7.
Okay.
My dad recorded that on VHS, and I watched it probably about 200-300 times. Something about at that time when we were going through the the Cold War.
Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter turned into the Iraqi, guy, and then you had Macho and Ultimate Warrior for the career-ending match. You had the Rockers out there. You had British Bulldog versus Warlord. Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, the Hart Foundation against the Nasty Boys. Mr. Perfect versus Big Boss Man. Undertaker's first appearance at WrestleMania against Jimmy Snuka, and of course Hogan versus Slaughter. It was just an all-around great pay-per-view. Willie Nelson opened it up to sing "America the Beautiful." It just had that feel, like when I watch it again, I just kind of get giddy and stuff. Yeah. So I'd say that's probably my favorite, but a lot of people would say like 17.
Yeah.
Something like that. 30 was pretty much up there too as well. So,
all right. So let me ponder on you. We talked about the best WrestleMania moments. What's your worst?
Worst WrestleMania, worst WrestleMania moments.
Worst WrestleMania match.
Oh, that's a good one. Worst WrestleMania match may have been. Maybe it's an obvious one. Is the one I went to, WrestleMania 25. It was the women's rumble. It had a bunch of legends. It had Sunny. It had all these people. And Santino came out and won the whole thing. That was just
Is it the one where he won the women's rumble?
Yep.
Oh.
To me, that was just a huge kick in the the vagina. Because
we ain't even got badges. That's the best part.
Yeah, right? I mean, the thing is why take away from somebody who already doesn't have the time to give anyway?
Yeah.
Vince isn't going to give you the time, but now he's finally giving you the time. We're just going to have a man win it. Same thing I said about James Ellsworth doing that stupid Money in the Bank thing with Carmella, which I'll have more to talk about later about Carmella. That would probably be the worst one for me.
All right, so me, I've been finally waiting Man, now if you guys know me, I talk a lot about WrestleMania at Caesar's Palace. Why? Because it had what could have been one of the greatest moments of Bret Hart's career, beating Yokozuna for the title. But instead, we get some bullshit impromptu match afterwards. Hey, kill me now if you want. I'm more than fine with it. But we see Mr. Fuji throw the powder in fucking Hulk Hogan's eyes. Somehow, with Hulk Hogan distracted, which we can't even get enough money in the bank championship title contention now if they don't stand up fully alert. Well, at least momentarily. But instead, we get powder in the eyes of Yokozuna. Somehow, the ref rings the bell out of nowhere. We get a leg drop. 1, 2, 3. Hogan is magically champ. That is the worst match in WrestleMania history for me. I don't care. I would rather see anything other than that bull crap right there. And then to see Brett get screwed after doing something amazing, but Hogan once again had to take control of his creative character to give himself the title. Like,
hey guys, I appreciate that. The subscribes. We got one. It's Daksha, Big Show, Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman versus the Bar. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh,
maybe.
Bobby,
I like the Brett.
I actually like that, man. I like that a lot too, man. I like the idea of Bobby Lashley possibly being the mystery guest. Shout out to the new subscriber, Dakshi Kolosha. Sorry, I totally probably butchered that. I'm sorry.
He also calls Asuka Ashka.
But she's amazing. She's like one of the greatest women ever. But guys, hey, TOP, we're gonna take a little momentary little break here, 5-10 minutes.
Less than that.
Recharge the juices. Then we'll
stay with us here. We'll be gone for about 3 minutes total, and we're gonna cover the entire WrestleMania card from front to back. KliqPod, baby! Woo!
Brett gets screwed after doing something amazing, but Hogan once again had to take control of his creative character to give himself the title. Like,
hey guys, I appreciate that. The subscribes. We got one. It's Daksha, Big Show, Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman versus the Bar. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh,
maybe.
Bobby,
I like the Brett.
I actually like that, man. I like that a lot too, man. I like the idea of Bobby Lashley possibly being the mystery guest. Shout out to the new subscriber, Dakshi Kolosha. Sorry, I totally probably butchered that. I'm sorry.
He also calls Asuka Ashka.
But she's amazing. She's like one of the greatest women ever. But guys, hey, TOP, we're gonna take a little momentary little break here, 5-10 minutes.
Less than that.
Recharge the juices. Then we'll
stay with us here. We'll be gone for about 3 minutes total, and we're gonna cover the entire WrestleMania card from front to back. KliqPod, baby! Woo!
WWE finally wants to show it.
We amazing motherfucker. Hey, listen, I'm glad you guys stuck around. I wanted to let you guys know also, we have a lot of our sheets. Give me a second. These were supposed to be purple and green. Clearly, I don't know how to run a fucking printer. These are our talk sheets today for WrestleMania. Me and JG are going to sign a few of them. Let me know if you guys want some. We'll mail them out to you guys. Just for a nice thing. I don't know. We're not usually nice. We're heel pods. All right.
Those sweet chicks.
Yeah, you did. All right, everybody. We need to get into the WrestleMania card. The pre-show is going to start soon. We have to get into the card. Let's start off with the full card breakdown. I don't know what the actual order is going to be, right?
Yeah.
However,
where are we starting? Are we starting pre-show or are we starting show? Of course, we're starting pre-show, right?
No, well, it just depends on how it's set up.
So whoa. Hey, Dallas, yeah, we appreciate whatever you got to say, but we rolling. Anyways.
Yeah, it's all good. It's not high production shit. We're not WWE or What Culture or fucking Cultaholic.
For MNY,
yeah, we're not any of that shit. Listen,
we do this for fun. We do this to come live.
Well, it's just a fun thing, right?
What money are we wasting here? We're not making money yet. So when we make money, we'll get there. But until then, we appreciate your subscribe. But like we said, we want to talk about the actual card itself.
I want to start off with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Now we have quite a few people in there. I'm not going to name everybody off. The odds-on favorite to go in is Elias, I would say.
Yeah. Well, I got Elias doing something else tonight, but
all right. Well, shout it out. What do you got?
No, we'll get to that when we get to that.
It's there now.
No, my winner in the Battle Royal is real simple. I think Baron's going to get a second.
Okay. Is that supposed to propel him a little bit higher?
The shitty thing is, man, I think Baron's doing great things. It's just the WWE doesn't want to push him right at this moment because you got so much going on above him.
Fair point.
This is just a way to keep him relevant without actually keeping him relevant, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. I mean,
but if anybody would win, I'd like to see the Perfect 10 win. I mean, let's be honest, man. The Perfect 10 is phenomenal at what he does.
It's a tough one. I would agree with you, actually. I want to see that Baron second. Somebody's got to get the second.
Yeah.
Cesaro's not in it. I'd like to see him get the second.
But yeah, he can't.
He's at the bar. So he's at the bar. He's in the bar.
We're at the bar.
Yeah, no shit. We got like 7 beers sitting around this table.
Let's go, man. If you ain't drinking right now, just pop a beer open, take a cold swig with your boys.
It's one of those days you got to drink early, right? So listen, I'm with you. Baron Corbin all the way. I do not think they're going to push Elias.
Wasted match. All right, so I got a crazy question for you. Who do you think is the most wasted wrestler in this match?
I would have to go with the one I want to win, which is Corbin. Who do you think it is?
For me, man, delete, man. I think this is a really wasted time. I think there's no reason he should be in this match. I know we're trying to get him on Mania card so you can see him, but there's no reason he should be in this.
Yeah.
What he's still dealing with is the reformation of Bray Wyatt. I don't think,
Okay.
even if Matt was to win the match tonight, I don't think we're going to see anything along the Bray lines.
Okay.
So I think he's just really a wasted opponent in this match to build it up with more hype.
Fair point. Okay, I like that. We don't agree all the time, but I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
And I absolutely love. Do you guys like? No, my God, just go listen to my
Hold
stuff.
up. Yeah.
Shinsuke will win. I hope so. That's who I want to win. Like, you're just telling me. No, I hate. We'll get in that later.
Yeah, we'll get to the Roman deal.
But back with the Matt Hardy, man. The thing that frustrates me about what they're doing is I like the Woken.
Sure.
Shout out to Tommy Guns, but Tommy Guns feels as though they're wasting the whole Matt character. I don't. I think they did great things with what they were given.
Sure.
I think it should have been given longer time.
Yep.
I love the mower of the lawns and the rocker of chairs. I love those things. It's just tonight, Matt shouldn't even have been on. It should have been a promo from Matt just talking about, hey, when you see Mr. Wyatt again, he will be reconformed, more like myself and Brother Nero. Just something along those lines. You know, that was the most generic shit I could have said of
that was good, though. It was hot. It was fire.
Something more than that, man. And then you could have, tomorrow, we could have seen the reconformed Bray Wyatt. And what does he come back as? Maybe he takes, as crazy as it sounds, maybe he takes, is it Rebel or Ruby? I always mess her
Ruby
name up.
Riott?
No, not Ruby Riott. Rebel, Hardy.
Reby
Hardy. He can take Hardy's place, and instead he's the one playing the piano.
That'd be cool.
And then we build it up from there.
You think JoJo's gonna fit in there somehow?
Yeah. JoJo and her fat ass.
Broken man. JoJo.
Yo,
hey, all right.
Shout out to JD from NY206, man. He's talking about doing a JoJo and her fat ass shirt. I would buy that in a minute. In a minute. JoJo and her fat ass, man.
Oh my God. So let's jump into the women's Royal Rumble. The women's Battle Royal. Listen, I'm going to start this one off. I know we've talked about this. I know that you're on JD's side where you're talking about that the build for Sasha and Bayley should be longer. I don't necessarily agree because I think that Sasha and Bayley being on the card sells it already.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't expect either of them to win because
no.
it's part of their story.
Yeah.
If I were to crown a winner, and you got to expect them to have some surprise entrances and stuff like that, I would probably give it to Carmella.
Damn, the craziest thing is I've been thinking along those lines because I'd like to see Carmella have a title shot and the Money in the Bank.
Yes, that's it.
So even if she destroyed her with the title shot, maybe that champion is not recovering as quick as her after the match, and she can instantly go for that Money in the Bank. God, I can't disagree with you there. My winner for the night is Carmella, but there's something specific I want to see with Sasha and Bayley. Okay, I brought this up on. If you listen to the past at least 2 weeks Raw's reviews, you've heard about this. I want to see Bayley and Sasha attack each other and throw each other out to the point where instantly, as soon as the second one comes in, all they can focus on is each other, get each other out. And then we continue that fight back to the locker room. Like we used to have in old school Rumbles when people would have feuds and they'd get each other out and they would just continue their battle until they were fully out of the public eye. I want to see that because I want to see the continuation once again, building up to the Sasha Bayley. And then what I'd like to see from this Mania is I'd like to see Asuka go over to SmackDown. I'd like to see, I don't care who wins tonight, honestly, Alexa or Nia, whoever I choose later in my prediction show. They lose to Sasha or Bayley. But the funniest thing is, whoever they're not facing out of those two is the one that helps that one that's in that match to win so they can put the title on the line when they go together.
Fair point. I have a different view, but I'll get to that later. Next match, SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship. We touched on this a little bit. The Usos versus New Day versus Bludgeon Brothers. I am not high up on the Bludgeon Brothers whatsoever. Mm-hmm. I mean, even to a point where I could dismiss this match because they're in it. But the fact that the New Day and the Usos are in it, it's fire. It's always been fire when they've gotten together. So I'm looking forward to it. Who do you think's coming out?
Uso lockdown? Like, there ain't no other
champion.
Yo, so long, but they're so good, man.
They're so good.
Every week their promos get better and better. Like, just think, man, all I always think when I see an Usos match is what the Usos were when they were coming out, doing the little tribal dance and then moving, and where they are now. Like, this was literally the switch that needed to be made for these guys. The WWE made it. And these guys are not only taking the ball and rolling with it, but setting new standards of what we should see in the tag team division. Promos are absolutely amazing. Their matches are absolutely fire. I think what we're going to see coming out of Mania could be absolutely amazing. Especially, I just want to throw this idea at you guys. Vince is never going to get the Young Bucks. Young Bucks don't want to fucking ever sign with WWE. But what if we get storyline based an independent match set up between the Usos and the Bucks following Mania?
That'd be awesome.
In 6 months, they both know about it ahead of time, so they're training.
You talking about All In
performance
in Chicago?
Yes. And I want to cover that at some point in this. But how good would that be, man? We get a Usos Bucks All In match, winner take all. Not only take the WWE title, but also take your Ring of Honor title, your New Japan title, everything. Like, yo, we could see the greatest tag team ever crowned between either one of those two.
Gotta count how many super kicks are going to be. At least
a million.
Yeah.
Because the Usos are hitting them too. That's what makes it so good. Yeah. Is that you're going to see Matt or freaking Nick come up with the super kick, and then we are going to see, if we get that match, we will see the 4-way super kick where all super kicks have actual meaning behind them.
That's true. That's true.
And then I can see it now, man. We get Matt to start it, hit Jimmy. Jimmy hits freaking Nick. Nick hits freaking Jay. Jay goes back to Jimmy. Or freaking Matt. They all fall down. Exact same timing. Like, dude, I want to see. Like, what's that movie? The Replacements? You ever seen the movie Replacements where he throws up the bomb and they all fall like it's a grenade? I want to see that with the super kicks, dude. Like, the work these guys do, man. And everybody knows, man. I mean, if you're not watching the independent scene, then that's an issue on you. I mean, WWE is great. Don't take it away. That is the card of cards. That's like making it to the MLB.
Yeah.
But, yo, the stuff that they're putting on the indie scene, man, even with New Japan and Ring of Honor.
It's insane.
They just had the match up. What we might see is the tag match of the year with the Golden Lovers. So, I mean, just imagine the Usos. And it'd be so cool to see the Usos coming out. Like, yeah, we talking about a tag team that's not even in this fucking company. Right. Hey, man, screw y'all. Y'all know who you are. Oh, TYB, we watching you. Don't worry. And then out of nowhere, Vince pays enough for them to show up on Ring of Honor out of nowhere. And then you're like, oh, shit, the Usos just showed. How big would the storyline be that next morning if they're like, the Usos were on Ring of Honor? Not only that, the next night they're on New Japan, attacking. Everywhere the Young Bucks go, the Usos are there showing them, hey, we doing this.
I agree, 100%. And I'd actually have to add to your point. So far, 3 for 3, Usos are going to take that title. Bludgeon Brothers aren't going to do shit.
No,
New Day will come close.
Usos with the dub.
Absolutely. Next match, the Cruiserweight Championship, Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali.
You guys know I've rated this as at least the top 3 match of the night. Being the day of Mania, this is going to be my favorite match of the night. Why? I think this is the 2 most underrated wrestlers in all of WWE at this moment.
You might be right, but we also rated Austin Aries and Neville pretty high too.
We did, and that was phenomenal, man.
It was a good match, but it wasn't
Mustafa as high as Ali is doing things. The inverted 450 is one of the nastiest moves, and he does it so close to the ropes.
Yep.
It's performed so well. And Cedric Alexander has all the talent, all the charisma in the world. He just needs an opponent to give him that match that takes him from here to up here.
From the moment I saw Cedric Alexander, I was like, this guy's going to be something. And he hasn't been really up until this point. They're like, let's stick you with Alicia Fox. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, let Cedric walk on his own with his own 2 feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I would agree this is going to be a big one. Who's got the dub?
Mustafa.
I was going to say,
Mustafa,
I think you're leaning towards
Mustafa tonight.
I'm actually going to lean more towards Cedric.
And as we say, hey, KliqPod does not always agree, but we do call him as we see him.
That we do. Raw Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. Big story going to this. This is like a 6-7 month story.
I hate this storyline.
Okay.
I don't like the bullying storyline. I don't like,
What do
Nia
you not
Jax,
like
you're
about
a
it?
big girl, so we're going to pick on you because we're two little hotties. Like, I get it. Okay, I've seen it a million times. Honestly, I think this match should go one way, and it's real quick for me. I think it should be a squash match, not even. I think Alexa should get Daniel Bryan treatment against Sheamus.
Interesting. Ouch.
And I love Alexa. I love the work she does. Don't get me wrong. She's a great heel. She knows what she's doing. But, let's get this done quick because this is probably the worst match on the whole lineup. Even the storyline itself is one of the worst matches that we're going to see on this whole card tonight.
I disagree, but I also see your point with the whole squash part. I actually didn't think about that before this.
Yeah, I just want to see it done.
Okay. So you would say that Nia's going to take that?
Yeah, Nia, yeah.
I want to take Nia. I think she's due. But how much heat would you get from the crowd if Alexa won?
Tons. All right. So what I want to put it to you this way is we could possibly see monumentous moments tonight. Shinsuke winning the belt for the first time. Asuka winning for the belt for the first time. Vince wants to hit a platform on all levels, correct?
Yes.
What bigger way to give your mixed champion, and once again, yes, race does play a card in who we see moving forward to kind of get that audience in. Why would you let Nia be fucking? So if you think Alexa would win on any count, why would you think? What would lead you to believe that Alexa would have this chance over Nia?
Simply for the heat. And honestly,
So
Alexa's really good. Yeah, it would be like stuffing Daniel Bryan's Royal Rumble run.
Okay.
It'd be like, listen, everybody knows Nia deserves it. Everybody knows Nia should get it. That's how these matches turn out, right? I mean, Shinsuke should get it, right? We got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so why wouldn't they shut that down? And also to get to the main event, I have a similar feeling about that. But I'll get into that later. Next match, Raw Tag Team Championships, Zabar versus Braun Strowman and a surprise partner. I want to know who you think it is. I want to know who you think the surprise partner is.
Man, so if you've been following those Raw reviews, you know who I think it is. It's going to be, hey, Braun, Elias, why don't you come on out from the back? These two would work so well. And I don't feel like JD on this. I don't feel these two being a pairing is like Team Hell No or Kane and Mysterio. Nothing along those lines. What I see it is they both have a very funny character. Yes, we see Braun as the fucking monster, but the moments that Braun lets out a little funny, a little humor in his character,
gives him depth.
It's phenomenal. Yeah. Like on Monday, when we see Braun, then he goes to the brains, back and he just throws on it, and we see the brains. That's so good. How good would it be tonight if we seen the bar come out, Braun, light spots on him. He's just sitting there hitting a big ass cello or a bass. I don't know. I'm not an instrument dude, but he's hitting some big. And then all of a sudden we see Elias spotlight on the fucking piano, hitting a little tune to finish. That would be so good. And then we could move Elias from being the singer in the ring and letting him just play his instruments and Braun be the singer. And how good would that be? Like, Elias is talented.
He is.
I'm not taking away from that. Even as a singer, he's amazing at what he does. That man is super talented.
Yep.
But how much more entertaining would it be with him playing an instrument amazingly and Braun's big ass, vicious ass voice just coming through like, la, la, la. So yeah, I want to see Elias as tag team partner.
I've read some dirt sheets and essentially it said that it wasn't going to be anybody that would be a real contender for a title, which was a bummer to me because as everybody knows, especially those who've been listening to the Kliq podcast for so long, Samoa Joe is my motherfucking boy, and he needs to be
something.
He needs to have a WrestleMania moment. He needs something.
He needs a title. That man needs a title.
He does. So I'd like to see Samoa Joe, but I also, I don't know. From what I understand, it could just be Braun.
That would that tears me up inside because I've seen it before.
Does Braun winning by himself ruin does Braun winning by himself to decredit the tag team titles a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the Bar is an amazing tag team, so we're taking away from the Bar if we let Braun just destroy him alone. Like, I don't really care about Sheamus too much, but Cesaro's probably one of the best in-ring performers that I've ever seen.
Fair point.
So, I mean, if you're just letting him get beat down, what's really the point? I mean,
who gets the dub?
Braun. And
okay,
whoever.
Fair point. The Bar's had it long enough.
Yeah. We gotta move. We gotta move.
Agreed. Next match, U.S. title match: Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal versus Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day! Yo, Rusev Day all day, baby. I ain't just taking nowhere else. Man, I am pissed about this. You guys know how I feel about Rusev Day, man. This should be getting an amazing push. Why? Because it's organic as fuck. There's only 2 wrestlers I see on SmackDown higher than Rusev Day right now. That's AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, which we're going to see in the Dream match. But with that all being said, Rusev Day is amazing, man. This dude should walk away easily. The United States champion, period. There should be no ifs, ands, or buts.
Well, I'm going to step on that a little bit.
You on Jinder?
Yeah.
Damn, oh my God. Time out. Holy shit. For the first time in KliqPod history, my man, Mr. Josh Lockwood, is going Jinder Mahal.
Honestly, man, I don't like Jinder matches. Mm-hmm. I think they're not very great.
We know, but his character is something.
His character is all right. I wish he'd lose the soul glow a little bit.
Okay. You don't like the curls in the head? I get
it. I want it. I want it to be glorious, but it's going to be Jinder.
Do you want to see... So, you guys remember how back in the day, TOP, when Jinder was still champion, I would comment on how I think you could do these great things where you would go to different United States monuments, have Jinder disrespect him. How good would that be if he had the United States belt and he was going to United States monuments and disrespecting them?
You had mentioned that in the past, and I actually think that would be a really good play. My thing is Jinder. Here's the thing. It's purely statistic. How many people, let's just take the European title, for example. How many people held the European title who basically disgraced the European title?
1 billion.
Thank you. Why wouldn't they do that with the U.S. title? Kevin Owens, right? Kevin Owens disgraced it.
Even Roman Reigns.
Whoa, hold up. We're not there yet. So you think Rusev Day is going to be Rusev Day all day, right? U.S. champ?
Dude, actually, that would be all right. Tonight, I would love to hear it tonight. As soon as he wins it, we hear Aiden fucking English on the mic just singing.
Ugh, I fucking hate Aiden.
Rusev Day, the new USA champion.
That was good. That was just like him.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this match. Obviously, me and Dean is just like, hey, it's another Jinder victory. With that being said, I mean, we can understand why Jinder will win it, right? We're trying to get a push in India. We're trying to get a new fan base.
At the same time, Rusev is from
Bulgaria.
Whatever, yeah.
Let's go, man. And, all right, so this would even play better into watching UFC last night because Khabib is the new freaking 155 champion. We had another dude named Zabit, just murder dudes, both from Dagestan and Russia. What better way to keep that freaking... Yo, I have to finally see Lana not wrestling, but just doing what she's best at doing.
Yeah.
Which is being Rusev's woman.
Yeah, I got
and that woman is gorgeous, man. I mean, let's just all be honest with each other. If you think Lana is not gorgeous, I question you as an individual human being. I mean, hey, gay, straight, whatever. She is very beautiful.
I will not argue with you on that point. Next match, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. If Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win, they get their jobs back. If they don't, they stay fired forever from SmackDown. Let me make that very clear. Are you making it right?
Trying. So we about to get 2 brothers paid tonight. KO and Sami all Zayn.
Look,
we all Zayn about these dudes.
Nobody could see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens losing, but give me a reason why they would.
Because the return of Daniel Bryan. But with that being said, that actually leads me perfectly into why I believe they will win. Why would you let Daniel Bryan win when he's at such a high point? Don't you want him to go through the heartache of getting that title again. So next year, maybe we see Daniel Bryan versus Shinsuke for the WWE Championship of the
That'd be
world.
incredible. Here's my thing. I'm gonna grab this beer right here. Excuse me.
So real quick, we trying to get. Hey, what kind of beer is that, man? We trying to get some shout outs from these beer companies.
This is your
we live in
typical
Colorado,
Citradelic.
man. So we drinking the Citradelic with the exotic lime ale.
I just had the Tartastic, which is pretty tart and pretty good.
And that is nice. That raspberry lime.
Yep. So here's my thing. I agree with you. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to win. But the biggest part of the match, hands down, is Daniel Bryan heel turn.
Oh, yeah.
100%. I have to give a shout out to one guy here. He's probably not watching right now, but one guy. His name is Steven. I worked with him, and he's the one who first brought this up. And he said, listen, Daniel Bryan is going to make a heel turn. They played it up like they should. Like, let Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan have the SmackDown before WrestleMania just to get fucking Daniel Bryan heel turn set up.
Dan, do we call Mean Dean out for the first time ever? So you're saying this man was calling this before January?
Yes.
We need to go back and rewatch the footage because JG has been saying on them Raw reviews that that's what I want. Like, yo, you've done this so well where everybody is on Daniel's side. What better to finally throw him with the side? He's been pretty much telling you he's been rolling with the whole time. Yo, that's what I want to see. I want to see Daniel at the last second give Shane the yes kicks. We get the pin, and then he come out, and I don't want to hear a fucking word. All I want to see is him holding up Sammy and KO's fucking arms.
That would be a bigger heel turn than Roderick Strong.
That might be the best stable I've seen since DX.
You might be
the
right.
original DX.
You might be right. He did fire Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn himself. He did reconcile with Shane McMahon himself. So he would do the heel turn. It makes sense to me.
Time out. Let me throw this at you, man. What if tonight Daniel Bryan, right before the match, comes out, says the WWE board of directors has seen Shane unfit to run GM. He will take over duties on Tuesday night.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. There's a lot
and
that
Tuesday
could be
night
said
we
about
championship
this.
match.
You might be right. I mean,
damn, they could do this. And the thing that's so good about this is everybody loves Daniel so much that if he went heel, it would be almost as shocking as Hulk Hogan walking out at 96 Bash to the Beach.
Dude, hit me up. Boom. Love it. Next match, SmackDown Live Women's Championship, Charlotte versus Asuka. I have a lot of shit about this. I have a lot of notes, but I want you to start first.
You guys need to know, man. Like, I have there's nobody better than Asuka in the women's division, period. Even like her promos, man, it's the most broken English ever, but
they're great.
Fired up. Like,
they're great.
Yo, this chick literally just came out and said, I want to face the best. And then she's like, yo, I will not bow to the queen. The queen will actually bow to the empress.
Asuka that's easy. Day. Okay. Carmella's going to win that match.
You know what the fucking craziest thing is? That's how I feel as well. Dude,
listen, Carmella's got that Money in the Bank title. You got it. Carmella's got that Money in the Bank briefcase. Asuka is not going to lose. She's not going to fuck her streak up.
If Charlotte gets pinned during the match, it's still on Charlotte.
Yes, she is going to pin Charlotte. I can't wait. I know it's going to happen. It's not going to be Alexa Nia.
Shout out to JD from NY206. This man's been saying the same fucking thing. That's the one way you don't care if Carmella wins the title because Asuka doesn't take the loss.
Exactly.
And, we love Charlotte. But, be realistic. If Charlotte was to get worn down by Asuka enough, Carmella comes in while maybe we have an exchange outside the fucking ring. Carmella runs down, throws Charlotte in. Charlotte just happens to stand up while she's all dazed. Refs like, bing, bing, bing. And after the 2 weeks in a row we've seen Carmella get dissed on this, if we were to have this all built up, I think that'd be phenomenal. Yep. And then you know what's even better is that when we hit fucking the SmackDown tomorrow, she's going to walk out the champ, but we'll still see Asuka undefeated coming out to face her. Not face her, but start up our next storyline.
Oh my God. Here we go. Carmella's getting that dub.
Time out. And then I want to throw a little spin on this. All right. So I want to play off of Carmella winning it tonight.
Okay.
But if she does cash it in, I don't think she's going to be the one to lay the defining blow on Charlotte to win the title. I actually think we're going to see a return of a wrestler we haven't seen since last year. Who's this man? Who's the man she's dating in real life?
Big Cass?
I think Big Cass returns tonight.
I think Big Cass doesn't show up at all.
Big boot to Charlotte. Carmella wins.
Save that for Monday, brother.
Then you keep these two together. And then you can come out with their real life relationship through everything. And they can both be heels.
Yeah, that's fair. I actually don't mind that, really. I think that'd be all right.
Damn, Big Cass, man. That fool was on a roll, too, before he was gone, too, man. That's the craziest part.
Next match, Big Cass. Not Big Cass. I'm like on the Big Cass.
I got you on the Big Cass.
Then
you're like, damn, I'm daydreaming.
Next match, Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie.
Do you really want my opinion on this, man? This is the worst match of the night, man. Ronda is too green. You fucked this up. The way this should have been done is Ronda isn't even on this fucking card. She's on the fucking pre-show fighting some generic-ass match. She wins, goes to the audience, watches fucking every move Asuka does. And regardless of what Asuka does over the next year, Ronda Rousey is somewhere in the front or the fucking background watching her, setting up next year's Mania, armbar versus armbar, Ronda versus fucking Asuka, undefeated versus undefeated, and that's how you fucking propel Ronda. Instead, we're going to see fucking shitty-ass Stephanie McMahon, who shouldn't even be fucking Mania tonight. There's only two McMahons that should be at Mania ever, and that's fucking Shane and Vince. As far as Stephanie, she's garbage, man.
Here, listen. I would agree with you. And the one thing that bothers me the most, and I watched Ronda Rousey's training video, she's being trained by Shayna Baszler, who's also still green in the industry. And I'm like, that's not right. I mean, get her in there with fucking, for fuck's sake, at least somebody who isn't even there, like Kelly and fucking Tori Wilson both run their own fucking like fitness centers.
She should have been paired with fucking Brock and Heyman.
Listen, no. Ronda Rousey's not going to show up the way. Well, hold up. Let me take that back. I am hoping that Ronda Rousey shows up better than she's shown.
Yeah.
With a personality and the moveset. But I don't see it happening.
And just taking a fucking move, man. Like, even last week, man, first off, I'm never going to believe Stephanie's going to grab somebody by their fucking midsection and lift them up and slam. See, at first, it was kind of believable because I was like, choke slam, okay, maybe anybody. Like, anybody can kind of bust that choke slam to anybody. But when you making me believe they grabbed by their midsection and slammed through, no, and the way the table broke, like, it was all done so poor, and you could see constantly. Like, my biggest fear of tonight is this is going to set Ronda back 2 steps rather than moving her forward any. And the reason why
maybe.
I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of pre-planning in the match where they're setting each other up, but so bad we can clearly see everything that's coming.
You might be right, brother. Honestly, I mean, you might be right, but let's hope for the best.
I mean,
honestly.
But I just want to get her off of mouth, man. She is not a good mouth. Paul Heyman should be running her fucking game all day. How good would it look, too, if you had Lesnar, Ronda, and NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler, all former UFC fighters.
I love it.
All under Heyman. Heyman running the stable. We call them the baddest click on the planet.
The baddest click on the planet. I love the idea. I think it's smart.
Maybe naming's work, but the rest of it's great.
I think it's smart. So listen, who's getting that dub, honestly? You got to figure it's Ronda and Kurt.
Yeah, it's Ronda and Kurt.
Okay, we'll move on.
You don't have her first match, her losing.
Right. WWE Championship, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, the match that everybody is waiting for, honestly.
The dream match.
The dream match from New Japan Pro Wrestling to WrestleMania. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, this was something TOP used to talk about as an imaginary event that we could possibly see, but we never believed it.
Did you know that in the new promo for Shinsuke and AJ, they used TNA footage?
Are you serious?
Yep. They did. And they blurred some stuff out, but they had one where AJ was up on everybody's shoulder holding up the TNA title. They had Shinsuke and AJ in New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is what I thought Jeff Jarrett was going to bring.
Man, when they actually wrestled in fucking New Japan, the TNA title was still at fucking the TNA's title was still there in the background. Like TNA is the New Japan at this moment. They're doing with Lucha things of that nature. So what you guys don't understand is it was the shitty thing is WWE Championship doesn't feel like it's being represented by the world, but the TNA does because of the wrestlers that are allowed to fight for it.
Yep.
So for me, it's real simple, guys. Hey, I didn't wear the shirt tonight. You might see it on a little later, but Shinsuke all the way.
Well, they don't want none. It's gonna be AJ. They're gonna milk.
Why are you going AJ?
I don't want AJ. I want Shinsuke, but it's going AJ because they're gonna milk the rivalry a little bit longer for SmackDown.
It's so good too right now.
I think they need to put some of it on SmackDown.
I agree, man. I mean, I don't think the rivalry, it's not like one of them typical rivalries where it's just based on I'm a heel, you're a babyface. Like, it's respect versus respect. They're just trying to get in each other's minds to see who's that much slower on tonight. Holy shit, I can't believe we're here.
I know, it's almost there. We got 10 minutes till the pre-show.
Holy shit.
And 10 minutes left in the Kliq podcast. We want to cover the very last match, the Universal Championship match, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
I'll let you start this off, man, because I know Jason's going to go ham in the show.
Love it. All right, listen. Everybody has Roman Reigns winning. Brock Lesnar's going to win. 100%.
Whoa. Time out. Stop the fucking presses. Explain your answer, sir.
It's easy. Listen, dude. How many times have you seen somebody go to Monday Night Raw the next night after WrestleMania and talk about, oh, I got the belt, I won it, right? They're gloating. Bragging rights, as I had already covered. Fucking bragging rights. Listen. Brock Lesnar is going to drop the title on Monday Night Raw. But he is not going to drop the title at WrestleMania. And Vince McMahon's okay with that. The only crazy scenario I have that's not going to happen, but it could, is Vince McMahon pulls that Bret Hart Montreal screw job and shuts Brock Lesnar down because he's going to the UFC. We already know that. But Brock Lesnar's going to win. Roman Reigns is going to get the title on Monday night. Cheers, bitches. And I'll take with
and I
you came up to
will
that like
always love Brock.
Oh my god!
But tonight Brock Lesnar loses.
That's all you can say, right?
We watch the indoctrination of Roman Reigns, and I don't mean it in the same way that I would typically mean it. The reason I'm saying it like this is I don't love John Cena, but you know what I do? I respect John Cena. Why? Because charismatic, amazing character. As he gets older, he continuously learns new stuff in the ring, which he is phenomenal at, so shockingly enough. But tonight we see the new age. We see a man get crowned that is not deserving of the championship title. We have a man that has been getting constant. Let's look back at 2 weeks, 2 Raws ago. Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of Roman Reigns. The crowd was literally chanting at Roman Reigns, "You deserve it." What does that tell you?
Tells you that the fans are jaded, like us.
It tells you that the fans are correct. We know what we want to see from the WWE Universe. What we don't want to see is a title ever held by Roman Reigns. Now, what I will say is, let's get the title reign started tonight so I can get it over by next WrestleMania. But you know what I don't want to ever fucking see is you guys pursue and embellish in this idea that Roman Reigns is this god. He is not. He has the most minimal moveset I've ever seen from a wrestler in my life. See, people want to give him credit of 4 or 5 moves. I give him credit of maybe 2 to 3. The rest he learned from Cena. You know what Cena's learned? Cena's learned to at least bust off the Destroyer from Petey Williams. You know what fucking Roman Reigns will never learn to bust off? The Destroyer. You know what we're going to see tonight? We're going to see 5 bullshit fucking Superman punches, 3 spears, and then we're going to see fucking Brock Lesnar get pinned. You explain this to me. How could a man that literally has been the UFC champion ever get pinned by Roman Reigns?
But he won't get pinned. You heard me, right?
What we're going to see tonight is a tragedy. It's going to be something that's going to sit on you tomorrow, and you're going to look back at this card and be like, this is the most amazing card until the last 5 minutes. And why? If you want to show me Roman winning, put it on the first match. Let me get it done and over with. Let me see greatness afterwards. But what am I going to see tonight? I'm going to see a great, phenomenal stack card from top to bottom finished with a man named Roman Reigns winning a title that he does not deserve. Why does he not deserve it? I swear to God. If you tell me he has the look, fine, I'll give you that. But you know what he doesn't have? He doesn't have charisma. He doesn't have a moveset. And he in no way earns my respect as the WWE champion. But that's funny because he's actually going to be the Universal champion. And you know what's funny? That doesn't mean shit in my life. So you could take that championship that Roman Reigns is going to win tonight, turn it sideways, stick it up your candy fucking ass, and understand that when we start tomorrow, we are on to destiny with somebody who's willing and earning of that fucking title is finally going to get their year-long title shot. And his name is Samoa fucking Joe. So thank you, Joe, for coming back tonight to remind Roman, you are a piece of shit, you will be nothing, and you're still nothing. So, until all said, until Joe has that title strap around his belt, tonight is just another fiction of your imagination when we see Roman Reigns walking away with the title belt.
Can you drop that, Mike? Because that was pretty hard.
Bam!
I don't know what to say. I mean, you said it all.
You're confused.
You said it all.
It's that rant. Sorry. Sometimes when you get JG started, man,
Listen.
There's not much I'm passionate about, but when it comes to Roman Reigns.
In the very first episode of the Outsiders podcast, you walked off the set because of Roman Reigns.
I know. And look at where we are at 34.
Listen, I respect you. I respect your opinion. Brock's going over.
But with that being said, man, you have the greatest show on the fucking internet. We don't care what you say, man. JD, you're nice. You're number 2 because the KliqPod, number 1 is always should be.
That's true. And listen, check us out always on YouTube. Mr. JG always putting it down Monday and Tuesday nights. Mr. Mean Dean always putting it down on the old school pay-per-view reviews. You gotta check us out.
WCW, watch it.
WCW shit. Listen, we're on Twitch. We're KliqPod Gaming. We're on iTunes. We're on Podomatic. We're on Stitcher. We're fucking everywhere. And you guys cannot ignore us for long because one thing's for sure, that we're a perfect 10 and we're Mr. Perfect and we're the KliqPod motherfucking podcast.
Hey, best there is, best there was, best there ever will be.
Enjoy WrestleMania 34, bitches.
And we might be back after for a quick fucking review. Damn, I felt like